The Committee on Faculty, Staff, and Administration will now come to order.
Miss, give me 1 second, turn the record. Okay, go ahead, please.
The Committee on Faculty, Staff, and Administration will now come to order. Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes of January 4th? Motion.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion. We have a second. Any discussion on the motion? There being none, I'll call for the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Thank you. I will now call on Margaret Ambrosino, Associate Director of Development, who will introduce items B1 through B2, a series of namings at the City College of New York.
B7.
B1 through B7, a series of namings at the City College of New York. Ms. Ambrosino.
Talk about them? Sorry. Forgive me if I say too much. I'm just going to say a few sentences about each one.
That's absolutely all right.
Okay. The naming of the Harold M. Spielman Social Science Research Lab is being named in honor of a gift from a 1950 alumnus of City College who pledged $300,000 in 2006 to the City College of New York's 21st Century Foundation for the benefit of the Division of Social Science to support research and analysis of social science trends. The room in the North Academic Center, we would like to name the Harold M. Spielman Class of 50 Social Science Research Lab. Which one?
Okay.
That's it. Frank J. Siame is a 1974 graduate of the City College of New York. He pledged $1 million in 2008 to the City College of New York's 21st Century Foundation for the benefit of the Bernard and Ann Spitzer School of Architecture. In recognition of his generosity, the college would like to name Room 107 the Siame Auditorium. Siame is the name of his company. He's requested that we name it for the company rather than himself. Joseph L. Fleischer is a 1966 alumnus, and his wife Carolyn is a 1968 alumna of the City College, who together pledged $500,000 in 2008 to the City College of New York's 21st Century Foundation for the benefit of the Bernard and Ann Spitzer School of Architecture. In recognition of their generosity, the college recommends Room 125 be named the Joseph L. Fleischer BARC 66 Digital Design Lab. David Werber is a 1973 graduate of the City College of New York. He and his wife Ellie pledged $300,000 in 2008 to the City College of New York's 21st Century Foundation for the benefit of the Bernard and Ann Spitzer School of Architecture. In recognition of their generosity, the college recommends that the hallway adjacent to the main gallery on the first floor be named the David and Ellie Werber BARC 73 Hall of Recognition. Harold J. Weissman-Kurth is a 1981 graduate of the City College of New York who pledged $150,000 in 2008 to the City College of New York's 21st Century Foundation for the benefit of the Bernard and Ann Spitzer School of Architecture. In recognition of her generosity, the college recommends that room 3M11A be named the Carol J. Weissman-Kurth BARC 81 classroom. It's there. Terrence A. Elks, who passed away in January 2008, was a 1955 graduate of the City College of New York, who with his wife Ruth pledged $2 million in 2005 to the City College of New York's 21st Century Foundation for the benefit of the Division of Science. $1 million of this gift will be utilized to create a professorship in his memory. In recognition of his generosity, the college recommends that a professorship be named the Terrence A. Elks 55 Science Professorship. Ruth Elks, the late wife of CCNY alumnus Terrence Elks, pledged $2 million, the other half of the $2 million gift. in 2005 to the City College of New York 21st Century Foundation for the benefit of the Division of Science. $1 million of this gift will be utilized to create a professorship in her memory. In recognition of their generosity and in accordance with the family's wishes, the college recommends that a professorship be named the Ruth Elks Science Professorship.
Thank you. Do I hear a motion to
So
approve?
moved. B1 through 7.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion, I have a second. Any discussion on the motion? There being none, I'll call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Any abstentions? Okay, motion carries. Thank you. Next is, I will now ask President Jennifer Rabb to introduce item B8, a naming at Hunter College. President Rabb?
Thank you very much, Trustee DiMartino. I'm very pleased to present for your consideration the naming of the Reader Hauser Human Rights Fellow at Hunter College in recognition of Mrs. Hauser's $250,000 gift towards our human rights program at Roosevelt House. Rita was a 1954 graduate of Hunter College. She was one of the first women accepted at Harvard Law School. Her father said that no daughter of his was going to go to law school. But she happened to be working for Mrs. Roosevelt, who she met through Hunter College, and Eleanor Roosevelt wrote her father a letter and said, you need to let your daughter go to law school. The rest is history. She became an extremely well-known, talented lawyer and philanthropist, and has now come home to help us build the Roosevelt House program, so we're very excited about that.
Thank you, President Rabb.
And a good story.
Yes.
Madam Chairperson?
Yes.
Can I just point out for the record that Mrs. Hauser was a member
Yes.
of the Board of Higher Education appointed in 1974.
As I was going to say, and she was somebody who is extremely pleased at the changes that the Chancellor has brought to CUNY in this new iteration. So it's very nice to have her back in the family.
Thank you.
I'll move B8.
Okay, we have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion on the motion? There being none, I'll call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Any abstentions? There being none, motion carries. Thank you, President Rabb.
I know, it's beginning. Working.
Next on the agenda is the Chancellor's University Report.
very well.
I will now
She's a
ask
very fine
President
person.
Eduardo Marti to introduce item C1, appointment of a Provost and Senior Vice President at Queensboro Community College. Dr. Marti?
Thank you, Trustee Martino.
It gives me great pleasure to present for your consideration the appointment of Dr. Diane Bova Cole as the Provost and Senior Vice President at Queensboro Community College. Please forgive me, I'm going to read this because it is a very long and stellar career. Dr. Cole brings to this position vast administrative experience, including over 30 years of service at Queensboro Community College. She started with us when she was 9. She has a thorough understanding of our college, having served in all major areas of our institution. She began her career with us as Director of Student Activities, Counselor, and then Director of College Discovery. Also, she served as Administrator in the Office of Enrollment Management. In 1994, she attained the rank of full professor. She began her understanding of the academic area as Director of Retention Services and subsequently served as Assistant Dean of Instructional Support Services. In this position, she supervised enrollment management, skills assessment testing, academic advisement, the Writing Center, EMP, and C-STEP. Her next assignment found her as Assistant Dean of Academic Affairs, furthering expanding her scope of responsibilities, including not only instructional support services, but faculty development, curriculum development, Perkins-funded projects, and other faculty-related projects. When I needed someone to help clean up the campus in the year 2000, when I first was appointed, and fix the physical plant, I turned to Dr. Cole and I asked her to serve as Associate Dean for Administration. As a gifted administrator, she transformed the college. We went from a physical plant where the grass was not mowed regularly, and actually was up to my waist, and garbage bins were overflowed, to a beautiful campus that elicits praise from many visitors, students, and their faculty. Dr. Cole did this with an eye towards efficiencies and captured my attention. So when a slot opened in finance and administration, I asked her to assume the deanship. Finally, when the vice president for finance and administration retired, I asked Dr. Cole to assist me by filling in on an acting basis. She successfully competed for the VP position and has served in this post with distinction. Last October, you appointed her as acting provost and senior vice president for finance and administration. I needed her when the position for vice president for academic affairs became vacant, and I needed stability in the senior administration of the college. She has performed both duties, provost and vice president for finance and administration, admirably. However, as we need to have a permanent provost and senior vice president, we conducted a national search. I am pleased to report that Dr. Cole was the unanimous choice of the search committee. She has the support of the college community, and she has already established herself as an important leader of our faculty. Her academic credentials are impeccable. She's a three-time graduate of Teachers College, Columbia, with 2 masters, one in community and junior college administration, and another in student personnel administration. She also has a doctorate from the Teachers College as well in university administration. Her undergraduate work was completed at SUNY Albany. I consider myself lucky to have in Dr. Cole a trusted senior administrator who has a thorough scope of understanding of our college, who is well liked by our faculty, administrators, and students, and who really believes in the mission of our college. I ask for your support.
Thank you, Dr. Martin.
Motion to approve the appointment.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion on the motion?
While I can second the remarks of President Marti, I distinguish myself from him in this regard, that I have had the good fortune to be at the college for the entire career of Dr. Cole. And in that capacity as colleague, I wish to say the following. In addition to her stellar record, amply described by her CV, that lists a whole host of wonderful things that she has accomplished, I bring out this, which I think is a remarkable feature, that in the decades we have worked together in various capacities. She has managed to work closely with people, all segments of our community, through good times and difficult times, and yet maintain a friendly relationship with all, so that when this appointment was proposed, there was not a single person within the community with whom I spoke or heard about to express the slightest dissent or criticism, but rather looking forward to the stability and the remarkable level of accomplishment that she has brought to other aspects of her contributions to the community, now in the Office of Academic Affairs. I think that's a remarkable position to have achieved within a community with as great a diversity as our university has through those decades. So I'm quite happy to speak in favor of this point.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, we have a motion on the floor. We have a second. I'll call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Any abstentions? Motion carries. Congratulations, Dr. Bates. If you'd like to say a few words, please.
Thank you very much. I'm deeply appreciative of this opportunity to serve. I am what you might call a CUNY evangelist, having served for decades. You're kind, Philip. It's over 30 years. My education and my research and my experiences have really brought to bear in this particular environment as provost. I believe deeply in the university's mission. I believe deeply in our institution, Queensboro, to provide students an extraordinary education. And I believe in faculty engagement in curriculum and in assessment and in governance. And I pledge to support all of these things. And I am, again, very, very proud to be part of this university and my own institution under the leadership of Dr. Marti. Thank you.
Okay. Items 2A through C are presented for the committee's information only and do not require a report or a vote. Okay, and I will now ask Vice Chancellor Waters for her report.
Thank you, Trustee DiMartino. I just wanted to note that there are 3 appointments for search waivers on the Chancellor's University report for February, 2 for HEO assistants and 1 for a HEO officer. And there are also 9 ECP actions below the level of Vice President that will appear on the Chancellor University report as of today. That concludes my report.
Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you.
All right.